Welcome back to another Wizard's Yacht video. You guys are liking this so much. I had envisioned doing a few videos. We're probably going to end up with 10 or more. You guys like it. And I'm going to deliver. So we've got some updates on the yacht. Let's take a look. Car Wizard here with Flex Seal. We've actually got a tiny pinhole in the bottom of the boat, and today we are going to spray Flex Seal. It says right on the can, it says you could put a screen door on the hull of the boat and spray this on it, and the boat would float. Well, we don't have a hole that big. We have a tiny pinhole. We are going to put Flex Seal on it, and that's going to solve our problems. Let's show where the little hole is, and let's get started. So the tiny pinhole is right in through here. It's just this tiniest little hole. You can almost see daylight through it, and what we're going to do is put the Flex Seal on it. So let's go ahead and do that. Put it on nice and heavy. And there we go. That should take care of it. It should have no more problems with the pinhole.
Car Wizard, what are you doing?
Okay guys, this total joke is just running off of Hoovie's Flex Seal thing. No, we're not going to fix a pinhole in the boat with Flex Seal. There is no holes in the boat. This whole bottom is getting wire brushed and sanded and ready for bottom paint, so I'll just sand that stuff back off. But yes, we're not using Flex Seal on a boat that we're risking our lives doing that. No. It's just kind of a joke of Flex Seal. No, we're not doing this. This is stupid. Look, Mrs. Wizard, you've been putting teak oil in the new teak handles here.
Yeah, they're turning out really nice.
It smells good too, I guess. So, I haven't been doing any engine work this week. I've been focusing on the bilge. I've been removing all these old, corroded, nasty, they almost look like sea crustaceans or something. We're going to show these items, and we're going to go actually look in the bilge and show you guys what it looks like in there. But this was one of the pumps that was in the center area, actually in the dead center of the boat in the bilge. I put power to it, it didn't do anything. There's this little float switch that was broken. This thing, I guess it's set something like that. And it's completely dead. It is going in the trash. It's gross. Disgusting. Get this out of here. And then also we found, this is like a shower pump. Like if you take a shower and it drains down into a drain where you're standing, this would actually pump the water out into the lake. And Mrs. Wizard has made it very clear she is not taking showers on the boats. Especially if we're going to rent a slip in a marina where they usually have showers. There's no reason why we need to be showering on a boat. She doesn't want to do that. Isn't that right?
I'm not the only one.
Yeah. I don't think I would even fit in there to take a shower.
Yeah, it's kind of a microscopic bathroom.
So the pipe that goes out to the lake, we're going to reuse that pipe when we install air conditioning as the out, going out to the lake. We can still use it. I don't have to drill another hole. We will just plug the in portion of this that goes to the shower. We're not going to use it, so this pump doesn't work. It's seized up, and we don't even need to buy another one. We're not even going to do anything with that. This is what we're going to install two of. We're going to put one in the rear in the engine area and one in the center of the boat. This is an automatic bilge pump. It says 1100 gallons per hour, 12 volt, 3.8 amp. Ignition protected, it says, so that's good. It can be inside of a marine environment. And it has a float switch built in. I don't have to run a separate float switch or anything. So it's all self-contained. Plug it in, plumb it in, and be done. So we're definitely going to be upgrading by having a couple of these. And 1100 gallons per hour times 2, that should take care of if there was a small leak. It could get us back to the marina, no problem. They'll just pump it out. But yes, we are getting rid of those sea crustaceans. Let's go take a look in the bilge. So we'll start with the rear, almost the rear of the boat, not the engine bay area, but take a look in here. And this is our water, our freshwater container. I'm not sure how many gallons it is. I need to put bleach in it and clean that out. I don't know how long it's been with old contaminated water or anything, so we need to clean that out. But underneath, there's really not much you can see in here other than just the water tank. So this is the rearward, the aft hole to get down into the bilge. It's nice and dry down in the bilge, but there's a freshwater pump there. I'm going to remove that as well and replace it with a new one. Flush the lines with clean bleach water, clean it all up. But right below where you're looking was where that nasty bilge pump was. You can see the hose there. And it was doing nothing, just sitting there and taking up space, doing nothing. But as you can see, it's nice and dry in there. We got everything dried up, nice and clean. The stringers are strong. I've checked them out, and luckily they're all in good shape. So that's it for that hole. Down in this hole, really the only thing to see is the intake for the raw water that uses to flush the toilet. That's all that does, is use for the toilet. But otherwise, it's pretty clean in there, nice and dry. The stringers are in good shape. I'm very, very pleased about that, very happy. I was worried they were going to be rotten or something, but they're good. You can see a water line if you look around in there where, for a little bit there, it had some pretty deep water in there. That won't be happening while we own it. We're not going to allow a boat to sit like that with that much water in it. Over here is a tiny little hole. All you can see down there is like the drain from the shower. I suppose that's what it would give you access to. There's a little drain pipe down in there. That's pretty much all that is. Right here you can see two pipes. That would be where the shower pump was. We'll be plugging this line that goes to the shower. We're not going to use that anymore. This one will be used for the air conditioner. I can still use that to get rid of cooling water that's used for the condenser. That way I don't have to drill any more holes than I have to through the hole. But again, everything's clean and dry in there now. I'm very, very pleased the way it's turning out. And then there's an access panel here where the cushions go. I still am discovering what's going on. It looks like an intake or a discharge, raw water. Maybe it's for the sewage system, or it has a macerator or macerator, whatever it's called. Maybe something to do with that. And there's a switch there. I've used the switch and it doesn't do anything. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to discover what's going on there. But just showing you guys what I'm seeing. Maybe some of you can chime in and say, hey, I know what that is. And let me know what you think. And the last little hole that we'll show today. There's a water heater. That definitely needs to be flushed out and cleaned out. There's something that's aftermarket that you can see right here. I wasn't sure what that is, but I've gotten the lid off of that, and it's two really large house batteries. Like giant, I don't know, they're 80 or 100 pounds a piece, and there's two of them. So that'll give us some power in an emergency if we need it. Really happy about that. The batteries seem like they're fairly brand new. But again, it's dry all around in there. We've had a fan blowing down in the bilge for probably a week now. It's all drying out nicely. A bunch of pipes and hoses. Like I said, I have to discover what's going on here. Anytime you get an older boat or even an older car, you're going to find things that didn't come from the factory, and you're going to have to figure out, what do they do here? Why is this here? Why is that there? It just takes time, and it eventually gets figured out. So we've made good progress on the engines here in the last few weeks. They both run really well. I pressure tested both cooling systems. They hold pressure. I'm really happy about that. I need to put the out drives back together, but while I was waiting on things to dry out and other things like that, I did some quick easy work, started looking at the bilge, got these nasty pumps out of here. We're going to install all new pumps, and like I said, here where the shower pump was, our air conditioner will be able to drain the raw water out to the ocean or the sea, whatever you want to call it. So that's where I'm at with what I've got going on. Now let's take a look at what Mrs. Wizard's got going on.
So hey guys, I've got some work done as well. Last weekend we were able to put in one of the new lights. The old ones were these really big, ancient 1990s fluorescent lights, and they came with these plastic hoods on them. And I've actually, the ones that are still installed, this is the only light I've removed so far because I still need light in here. But all of them I've removed the plastic on them because you can see it is ancient and aged. And a lot of people in the comments, when I mentioned replacing these, they suggested I just put LED bulbs in these old fasteners, and I would do that because they do work, except This is just so yellow. So this one I've removed the bulb, I've removed this cover on, and just look. It looks like we've got a bug light in here. You know those yellow bug lights people put on the front porch? It just didn't work. And so had to figure something out. And these left a big hole. So had to figure out what to do. To fill those big holes, I bought some just white plexiglass. About 1/8 of an inch or maybe a little more. Something that I could put in and fill that hole. I also bought on Amazon some LED lights. Centered them, screwed them in, attach this, and then we could screw this whole unit up and put this up. Now these are 12 volt because this is what the main source of it is on the boat. So I had to make sure I got a 12 volt as well. So let's see how well they turned out. You can definitely see a difference. So again, that's what that other, if we would put that old one on, oh yeah, even the Car Wizard.
We don't want that nasty yellow look.
No. And so this looks so much better. And I've only done one light so far. So our goal for today is we're going to try and get at least a couple more put in yet today, so we can definitely brighten this place up. But we have a total of 4. We have one on this side. There's another light on the other side. And then we have one in the mid-cabin section as well. So we have 4 lights that we need to do. There is one in the head, and there is one that is in the forward berth area. We're kind of deciding what to do with those. The bathroom one doesn't get used very much, so it just may stay that way. And we have an idea what we'll do up front, but we haven't got that far yet. So now that we've got some light in here, you can definitely see I've gotten done with much of the painting. I've put on handles again. Everything is looking much better, much more up to date than that ugly kind of almond color. I've painted inside of cabinets. I've painted inside here. And when we filmed the last time, there was actually little bits of mold spots on it. It was gross. So getting that done as well. I have the top, I have it planned, but again, I haven't had a chance to get to it yet because we've had other things to focus on first. So Car Wizard just told me we need to turn this light off so you guys can actually see it. So let's do that real quick. So as you can see, it definitely is a much more modern look, and the clear plastic definitely is a good way to cover up that big hole, because this, compared to this, obviously, and isn't that crazy? Something so small can produce so much more light. It's amazing that the LED is such a much stronger light. And it will use so much less power than powering all of these fluorescent bulbs. So that's what I've got for this week. Let's go back and see what the Car Wizard's up to.
So we're definitely in the phase right now where there's pieces and parts everywhere, and you're waiting on this or waiting on that, and while you're waiting you go start another project and get that apart, and then you can move over back to the one you were on. It's just kind of the way it goes. It's just like the Range Rover video you guys just watched. There's parts and pieces everywhere, and you think, oh, there's no end in sight. But there is. You get it all back together and everything's fine. That's what's going to happen here. I have gotten an ignition switch and a few other things up in the helm replaced. I showed you guys one just sit there and spun in circles. I got that replaced, a brand new one. It works great. A few other little things I've replaced up there, and we'll get to that in another video. But I got some stuff in the mail that I'm going to use when I go to buff the fiberglass. It's called Marine 31. Some of you guys commented and really recommended this stuff. It's supposed to start off really heavy and then it finishes out really fine. So I've got some Scotch-Brite. I'm going to roughly rough it up and then finish it out with Marine 31. It should take care of it. It should make it nice and shiny again. But again, that's a future video. That's a ways in the future. We've got lots and lots to do yet. So that's where we're at right now on the yacht. I'm glad you guys could follow along and see some of the updates that Mrs. Wizard had on the lighting and some of the painting and handles and things she'd done. And I've dived into the bilge. And if it was still full of water like it was before we bought it, I definitely could dive into it. But you can't now. It's all dry. Any of the tools used in the shop, check my Amazon affiliates link in the description below. There are things now in the affiliate page that are not just automotive. There's some yacht things we've got added to it. You guys want to check that out. And if you haven't subscribed already, I really recommend that you do. We've got many more videos to come because we've got so much more work to go. So again, thanks for watching.